Every month, the Social Security Administration keeps millions of dollars in benefit payments that have been rightfully earned by individuals working for those. This is something that really shocked me when I looked at the numbers, and I think you'll feel the same, so stay tuned. Hey, I'm Devin, and this channel is all about breaking down Social Security so you can use the rules to your advantage. And if that sounds like something that you want to do, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notifications bell. Let's dive in. You know, in real life, for normal people, taking anything that doesn't belong to you is theft, and theft is a crime. There's a lot of people who are paying the price for theft in its various forms right now. It may have been something as egregious as armed robbery, or some of the milder versions such as embezzlement or even tax evasion, which is pretty ironic considering what I'm about to tell you. But all of this is considered theft. But it appears that the Social Security Administration doesn't have to follow the same rules that we do. And in just a second, I'll show you how they keep more than $31 million per month in benefit payments that were rightfully earned by individuals who have been paying into Social Security. And this isn't a selective issue. If you are receiving Social Security benefits or will in the future, you're impacted. Now, I know you're probably thinking, now hang on, Devin, if this was really happening, I think I would have heard about it before now. Well, the Social Security Administration has done a pretty good job of hiding this by an old classic bureaucratic move of just calling it something else. And the word they use for this? Rounding. Now that sounds pretty harmless. Most of this rounding came out of the Omnibus Reconciliation Act of 1981, and it was allowed as just a pure cost savings measure. And I'm going to show you just how much these cost savings are in just a moment. But for each individual, it doesn't impact you very much, and that's why we just don't hear any outcry about it. But it's the collective amount of savings that really adds up. Now, this rounding they do happens at several points in the benefits calculation. For example, during the calculation, they round down to the next lowest dime. Before the 1982 law, it was rounded up. And then there are a few other points and methods of rounding as well. But the big one, the one that really adds up, is the way they round your final monthly benefit. Now, this is called lower dollar rounding. And the way it works is very simple. They round your monthly benefit down to the next lowest dollar. And they do this after deductions for Medicare Part B premiums if you pay those. And on that note, guess what doesn't get rounded down? You've probably guessed it. Medicare premiums. They're deducted in the exact dollar amount that's announced from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. So let's look at an example of rounding in action. Let's assume that your benefit calculation produces a primary insurance amount of $1,679.38. Now, this is your full retirement age benefit. Now, this is the part that would be rounded down to the next dime. So it would become $1,679.30. Then the Part B premium would be deducted, again, without rounding. This would produce a monthly benefit of $1,543.80. Then this would be rounded down to $1,543 even. So your benefit would be 80 cents lower due to this rounding. Big deal, right? That comes out to $9.60 per year, and you can't even eat at Chick-fil-A for that now. But that's not the point. The point is this is your money, and this is a double standard. Imagine for a moment if you tried to start rounding your tax payments down, and that just wouldn't fly. But when this law was passed, the politicians used the same playbook that they use now. And that's, if you take just a little from a lot, it adds up to big dollars. So just how much do they keep from this rounding? Let me warn you, it's a lot. I think it's safe to assume that the average Social Security benefit is rounded down by 50 cents. That's the midpoint of the dollar. Some benefits are higher than that to the right of the decimal, and some are lower, but we'll use that as the average midpoint. And considering that there are more than 62 million, nearly 63 million, individuals who are on Social Security benefits, what if each benefit was rounded down by 50 cents? Well, that would come out to more than $31 million per month. And when you take that out over the 12 months, that comes up to more than $377 million. Again, that's only considering the impact of the lower dollar rounding. There are a few other rules about rounding that probably drive this number considerably higher. For example, if someone is dually entitled, like a spouse getting their benefit from their own work and part of it from a spousal benefit, both of those benefits are rounded down And there are nearly 7 million women alone who fall into that category. So this is probably much bigger than $377 million per year. But now I'd like to hear from you. First, did you know about this policy? And second, does this policy surprise you? Just put your answers and any other thoughts you may have in the comments below. You know, I don't spend too much time trashing the Social Security Administration. For such an enormous government agency, they do a decent job. The reason I bring this out, though, is to remind you, don't put too much faith and trust in any government agency, especially one that controls such a valuable piece of your retirement income. Get informed about your benefit options and make sure you understand how the rules affect you, and don't just take their word for it, whatever you do. If something doesn't sound right, talk to another technician at your local office. If it still doesn't sound right, go to another office. There's nothing that says you have to use any specific office in your location for help. You can travel the nation and see all of them. There are some really smart people who work for the Social Security Administration, and sooner or later you'll find them. But you'll also find some folks who really don't give a flip about you or whether you're getting the right benefit amount. And you're still watching this video, so that tells me that you care enough to invest the time to learn. So be sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and also check out my Facebook group. It's full of folks like you who really enjoy talking about Social Security. And you may also want to check out the description below, where I've put some resources with links to the Social Security Administration's website that goes over this topic of rounding if you want to dig in a little bit further. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.